On a brisk autumn morning in the quiet town of Marion County, the courthouse stood as it always had, its columns streaked by years of southern rain, its steps worn smooth by the passage of justice seekers. Judge William Bill Harper was a man of steady principle and booming authority, respected and feared in equal measure. For nearly 20 years, he presided over the county's most complex cases, including several that pitted him against the sheriff's office. Among those who often stood before him was Deputy Sheriff Thomas Reeves, a man of 38, tall, broad-shouldered, and known for his quick temper, despite his reputation for loyalty to his badge. Reeves had dedicated 15 years to law enforcement, though many whispered he had begun to spiral after his wife, S. death in a car accident 2 years before. The judge had recently ruled against him in a disciplinary proceeding involving excessive use of force, suspending him for 30 days without pay. That ruling broke something inside Reeves. He told colleagues the judge had ruined his career and reputation. As weeks went by, he withdrew from friends, drank heavily, and spoke bitterly about men of the bench who preached fairness but never lived it. Still, nobody thought him dangerous. Until the morning of February 12th. It began with the court's regular docket, a property dispute, a theft case, and a domestic hearing. Judge Harper took his usual seat at 9:00 a.m., his gavel ready. Reeves arrived minutes later, not in uniform, but wearing a dark jacket that hid his service revolver. Witnesses later recalled that he looked pale and agitated, his eyes fixed on the bench as if the world had narrowed to a single man. When the judge called for a brief recess at 9:37 a.m., Reeves approached the bench. Their exchange was quiet at first. Several clerks believed he was asking for reinstatement or a private hearing. But then the voices rose. "You destroyed me, Bill!" Reeves shouted, loud enough to echo through the courtroom. The judge tried to calm him, saying, "You're still an officer, Thomas. Don't throw that away." At 9:41 a.m., Reeves drew his sidearm and fired 3 times. The bailiff lunged forward, but it was too late. Judge Harper collapsed over his bench, fatally struck in the chest. Chaos erupted. Spectators screamed and scrambled for the exits. Reeves stood frozen for a moment, breathing heavily, staring at the gavel that had once symbolized everything he hated and loved about justice. Then, without a word, he turned the gun on himself and ended his life. The tragedy shook Marion County to its core. The courthouse closed for a week, its flag flown at half-mast. Vigils were held for both men, one remembered as a pillar of justice, the other as a man consumed by despair. Investigators later found that Reeves had left a letter in his patrol car, apologizing to his family and claiming he only wanted to be heard. In the years since, the story became a haunting lesson in the fragility of authority and the silent